you as the priority in your life is helping people. You having boundaries and self-worth and self-respect and reclaiming your power and understanding your programs and understanding your limitations and acknowledging and addressing and alchemizing and reprogramming them is so much more important and necessary as the priority of your life, I feel. Because from there, not only are you setting example for the next generation, not only are you showing people how to treat you, you're also accessing more of your own life force energy and accessing more of your own higher timeline realities that also lifts the trajectory of the whole of humanity up with you, right? And I just feel like the next chapter of human evolution is self-awareness, self-responsibility, and kind of learning how to read energy. It is the foundation of everything. Why are there not university PhD degrees in reading energy, right? Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to a video of my musings. I have been preparing for the July intake in 1 week of the Multidimensional energy training. And I've been thinking to myself, I've been thinking a lot of things. But this video is basically like, why is energy the foundation of everything in the universe? Every relationship, every way that we feel about ourselves, every choice and action that we choose is from the energetics and the constructs of our beliefs, our thoughts, our makeup, our unconscious. All of these things, we're learnt to read music, we're taught to read English or language or words, we're taught maths. Why were we never taught at school the foundations of energy? Riddle me this, right? So as I was preparing, I really feel one part of my abilities is to activate people's psychic gifts, right? Is to be like, hey, you're from this planet and you are really good at this psychic surgery thing and you're really good at this and really good at that. That's one component. But I really feel like the future of humanity is evolving into this space where if we don't learn to read energy, if we don't learn to recognize our own internal patterns and read our own energetic constructs in a really deep way. I know that there's a lot of astrology readings and what's it called where you're like a generator and a projector, human design. There are all of these fundamental frameworks for us to obtain information about ourselves, right? And we love to learn about ourselves because without knowing who you really are, how are you going to actually show up fully in relationships or in your job or in any type of way that you're magnetizing experiences based on yourself, right? Why have we not learned to read our own energetic makeup? And when I mean energetic makeup, there are so many facets about energy that are at play at any given time. We have our masculine and our feminine energy templates. Have you checked in lately to ask, is my masculine and feminine energy balanced? If not, what are the blocks in my energy channels for my femininity? What is the core wounding? Where did this wound originate? There are so many channels of investigation that you can take upon yourself simply through the lens of reading your energy. Another one is how is the porousness of my auric field lining about my boundaries to the outside world behaving today? We have HRV monitors checking our vitals, our heart rate variability. We have all this fancy technology. fancy, expensive technology. And I know it's expensive because I've gone through extensive amount of testing on my physical body when I was almost dying those times. But how have we not really recognized the fierce necessity? I feel so passionate right now. The fierce necessity to develop our own internal technologies, our own internal scanning and reading and clearing and upgrading abilities we have with our cognizance, with our mind, with our intention, with our awareness. The amount of times that I've been in a complete disarray of my life, wondering, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And actually taking the time to lay down, put on a piece of music, and just look in at my energy field and find there's a rip in the side of my auric field. There's a hook where I allowed this. There's a movie that I watched emotionally enmeshed with my energetic field that's creating this sub-narrative of my experience that I'm living through that character that literally has nothing to do with me. There's a bleed through from this life. There's a pattern for unworthiness that's rearing its head at this time, at this perfect junction of my life to take me to my next level. There is so much information within our own energetic field that is quite literally the algorithm to set ourselves free. And why do we not know how to do this? I'm laughing because it's just so interesting to be a human on Earth and have grown up in very 3D constructs, right? Do good at school, make your parents proud, look like this, speak like this, like did all of that. And then to have like a cosmic download of like a ginormous amount of my cosmic consciousness to also come online, and how long that took me to decipher. I'm sitting in this like really balanced space right now, just objectively looking at how the future of humanity is even going to make it through these waves of ascension, right? And just how much we externalize or defer our power into someone that we think knows more about ourselves than we do. Why are we giving our power to those people? Why are we idolizing or putting people on a pedestal? And I've just been, go with me, I've just been in this sea of like, where has my power been? Why did I do that? I'd like that back now. And how can I really fine-tune and refine my own energetic awareness of self to set myself up for the best future possible for myself, for my children, for my health, for my abundance, any aspect that you can think of in human existence, in human life, you can read the energy of. You can get the lowdown and you can write it out. You can draw it out. You can channel it. You can know it. It doesn't matter what your sense is. You can upgrade your other senses. Like, this is very possible to you. I don't know who needs to hear this message, but Spirit's like, your gifts are not something external or a prize that you're going to win at the end of being so good. They're already afforded to you right now. And whatever lens or perspective that you want to take, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're like, I'm going to use my psychic gifts in the lens of I'm going to be a healer and I'm going to run psychic surgery on people. Or if you're like, I'm going to work at Zara for the next 3 years and I'm going to work my way up to be the manager. It's all the same. It's like human relationships, self-worth, boundaries, knowing yourself, expressing yourself. These are the core fundamental aspects, and they all originate from the energetic constructs that we have allowed ourselves to form and vibrate at. One amazing gift that I have experienced by spending time to learn to read energy, one, because I had to, otherwise I would definitely not still be on the planet, but two, advancing my gifts used to be for me, how can I help other people? How can I read energy so well that whoever comes to me, I can tell them 10 different things, I can clear this, I can do that. That's the innate healer in me. And maybe that's where you're at. Maybe you're like, I just want to help people. That's beautiful. But I'm really delving into this other space where you as the priority in your life is helping people. You having boundaries and self-worth and self-respect and reclaiming your power and understanding your programs and understanding your limitations and acknowledging and addressing and alchemizing and reprogramming them is so much more important and necessary as the priority of your life, I feel. Because from there, not only are you setting example for the next generation, not only are you showing people how to treat you, you're also accessing more of your own life force energy and accessing more of your own higher timeline realities that also lifts the trajectory of the whole of humanity up with you, right? And I just feel like the next chapter of human evolution is self-awareness, self-responsibility, and kind of learning how to read energy. It is the foundation of everything. Why are there not university PhD degrees in reading energy, right? Lately, I've been moving through the negative ramifications of not correctly reading energy in business relationships, in friendships, and how deferring your power or moving away, burying your head in the sand, being avoidant, being anxious to just look at the simple facts of the energy behind it, not how someone's presenting or their words, just learning to actually remove the physical, what you're seeing, and read the literal energy patterns of people's intentions. Moving into, if you have that desire or openness, the past life contracts with these people. I promise you, and this is something that I've experienced, the faster you go to the root of the energetic expression and learn how to understand and take the wisdom and take the power and thank the lesson, the sooner all the 3D stuff is going to sort itself out. You can run yourself around in circles demanding that people this and people that. Coming back to yourself, coming back to your power, coming back to your own energy constructs, and really, they're showing me Pythagoras and kind of Merlin holding this like dodecahedron construct of you as an individual and really spending time pondering and reconstructing is, I think, the future of up-leveling, because things are moving at a really rapid pace. And I just feel like if we don't take this time to learn to read our own energy, how can we move forward? And a lot of students, and I'm new at this, like I'm not the expert, I'm just figuring it out on the internet, talking to you, doing some trainings. But previously, people have always said to me, wow, it's so hard to read my own energy field. And I'd always be like, yeah, it really is. Don't worry. Like, we're going to learn. It's not that big of a deal. But there's this like thing that's inside of me now that's like, actually, it is a really big deal to read your energy. You deserve to know why and how and to see yourself clearly. And I just think that this big chain of ancestral, galactic, past life, template of oppression is being lifted off us at this time. And it's almost like lifting up the rug and recognizing where all these like maggots and cockroaches have been living, where people have been harvesting our energy, or people have been betraying us, or people have been thinking that they're getting away with things. And they kind of have, because you haven't pulled back the rug. You're looking at it being like, what a nice rug. It's like, that's not a nice rug. Underneath that is like poison that you now have to go and clean up. And the minute that you do see the energetics of it and you work with it, your life will change. And just seeing the rapidness in which your life can change when you take self-responsibility to actually indulge yourself that you matter enough to learn to read your own energy. That's the message. And I just think how much my life has changed, like even looking at my finances or my abundance, recognizing where I felt guilt, recognizing all these energetic patterns, and then actively going after restructuring them, not externally, internally, like learning to read the patterns and learning to understand why and learning to release. And it's really uncomfortable and it's really painful, but it's really worth it, right? And learning to be more discerning of who I let into my life and why is better for everyone, right? Are you guys feeling me? Let me know in the comments, have you had a new ushering of like self-respect and self-acknowledgement and like energetic responsibility? Anyway, there are so many ways to read energy as well, right? You could do automatic writing or journaling. The way that I like to do it, I see a lot, and it doesn't matter if you don't see, but I see a lot, and I essentially just like draw my energy. I draw a physical body and I draw a spiral, a toroidal field around it. And then I just list out, if my heart hurts, I list out what it is, what it looks like, what it feels like, how long it's been there, why it's been there. Spirit is always trying to connect with you. Are you asking the right questions? Are you pausing long enough to receive the answers? Are you attuned to receiving the answers over the next 3 days through different messaging? And then asking for ways to alchemize or help, or just learning some very basic energy channeling techniques. You don't need to be the world's greatest energy healer. We all have this ability. And I just really am at this point where I don't know how we're going to move on if we don't know how to alchemize energy for ourselves. It's kind of not feasible to always pay someone to do that for you. It's kind of not feasible to soon take so long to move through things. Have you felt how uncomfortable and sticky it is, but how the windows of change are affording us this big whoosh momentum if you just kind of get started? If I was to do my whole energy learning journey again, the things that I would do would be not place my power in teachers or people who I thought were like better than me. I would immediately get a group of people to practice on and try and find people who were more talented than me, or at least energetically aware, so they could validate what I was doing or what I was sensing. Because I think making the invisible visible is really hard. Like, if they show me a blind man walking around in a room trying to find the door, if someone's in the room with you who has vision, they're going to help you navigate that with your senses so you can muscle memory how to find that door for yourself. So I think the importance of us coming together as community and pairing yourself with people who are very intuitively connected to enhance your own, they're saying in physics, coherent energy fields. The dominance of someone else's energy field coupled with yours is going to create a framework of a larger field of coherence, which is naturally going to raise your abilities and raise your frequency and get that dominant resonance. Yeah, interesting. I would stop trying to do another course or get another certificate, and I would stop. Like, I just did too many things, right? Just too many things. I would just get to the basics of why you want to read your field, why you want to take responsibility of your energy, and how it looks best for you. And they're saying we're reward-driven people. We're dopamine, serotonin-driven people. If the reward for you learning to read your energy is that you attract the love of your life, or you make $1 million, or they're saying any bright and shiny thing that you want in physical reality, that is the push for you to move forward on your ascension, let that be it. And they're saying we all have to take the pressure off ourselves to be perfect and to get it right. They're saying persistence, persisting even against all the odds, kada andoto, and holding on to that glimmer of hope in your heart that says, hey, maybe I am cut out for this. Maybe I am worth doing this. And I'm hearing, I don't like this message. I don't like this message and I don't subscribe to it, but like time is running out. And what I think that means is they're saying there are vibrational shifts at the moment. They're showing me it's like a sorting hat of frequencies, and people are being magnetically drawn and attracted into these timelines. I'm just asking, how long? 3 years. 3 years. And I don't want that to instill fear in people, because I don't subscribe to like, you have missed the boat of ascension. That's not possible. You can make a change and a quantum leap at any time. But they're saying, let me just channel. Now is the opportunity for immense gravitational shifts, pulls, dimensional shifts, permanent dimensional shifts. Should you take the inner leap of faith? Should you take the bet on yourself? Should you reclaim and hold more of your light within? The next few years is kind of like, they're saying, the dawning of the golden age. Those who are in the perspective of illusionment are going to see more of that. Those who are, they're saying, painstakingly etching off these old beliefs, these old structures, these old oppressions, these old imprisonments of the fractals of self, are doing that permanently. They're saying, we understand, we have promised you again and again, this shift is the next one, this shift is the next one. They're saying it's incremental dials, it's incremental up-levelings, it's incremental downloads. Your body could not handle the amount of light that you will be vibrating and oscillating at in the next 6 to 12 years. Right now, your body couldn't handle it. So they're saying, please do not be dismayed at the small growth integers you feel you're creating, because what you do not understand is behind the scenes you are dismantling an ancient legacy that was never made for you to thrive, that was never made for you as a sovereign free being. And they're showing me the negative powers that be that have created these constructs for us. Ultimately, the God source perspective is the game of light and dark. This is all perfectly actually constructed. But they're just saying, they want to say it in light codes because it's going to be more. So my beautiful people, that was just a message. I'm sure whoever needed to hear that can receive something from my ramblings. If you do want to join the multidimensional training because you want to learn to read, I will be kind to you. I will be supportive of you. I will help you find people and connect you to people that you can practice on to find community. And if you are already doing energy work and your messages don't do another course, please start your own groups of meetup groups. Like the messages, choose a day and a time and just tell one person to tell another person. They're saying leaders are needing to position themselves in places of authority internally so that the frequency you emit will draw and attract the right people who need to learn your medicine and your magic. It's time to dissolve these layers that we've created that hide ourselves away, because it's time to shine. Rise and shine. Okay, I love you all very much. I'll see you on the link below. And also, I forgot to say, I'm going to go live inside the free Cosmic Library because I think humans need a little cleanse. Like a little stripping away of the old and some new codes of regeneration. It's almost like they're showing me we've been stripping and stripping and stripping away. There's like a balm that needs to be moves through the meridians and the fascia and the flow of the senses, the body, because it's almost like this first balm has to kind of let the repair of everything we've been clearing repair, because soon the new codes are going to come in and they almost need a really fluid framework that's like, they show me like, you know how you put honey on a wound and it repairs it? The wounds need to be repaired. You can't just like layer in the new energy. So dates for that will be below. Join the free Cosmic Library. That's going to be a nice little zhuzh. I love you all very much and good luck to you. Bye.